in Chihuahua. We're right across from a special monument called La Quinta. What is it called? I don't know.
Quinta
Gameros. Quinta Gameros.
Sí.
Which we don't know anything about except that it's a beautiful building. I love this whole hotel is themed after Pancho Villa, and there's different rooms. There's 8 rooms in total. We stayed at Doroteo Boutique Hotel. Each room is related to some aspect of Pancho Villa's life.
Behind our bed is a map that shows the path Pancho Villa took on his fateful incursion into the U.S. And from our window, we can see Quinta Gameros. Lamp made out of a pistol. Very cool.
Plus, there's 3 bottles of this stuff.
Sotol.
Oh, which we've never had before.
I appreciate the attention to detail in the lobby of this hotel. An old record player playing revolutionary songs. Photos of the Adelitas, the name given to female revolutionary soldiers and combatants.
We met a fellow hotel guest who recommended a restaurant bar called La Sotoleria, but it was way too early for sotol, so we decided to go outside and film our intro instead.
Better late than never.
Hi, I'm Alice.
And I'm Greg. And today we're here in Chihuahua.
That's the city of Chihuahua, not to be confused with the state of Chihuahua, which it's in. We've been doing a little family tour. We're all packed into a giant van, a 12-seater, and our luggage.
It was a lot of fun. We were reconnecting. I was reconnecting with my childhood memories of family trips in a van.
And getting lost and getting found and just
singing silly songs together and laughing and telling jokes, which is all part of the family travel experience.
So it's been great. We went to a family reunion, which we'll show you in Nica, which is the land of crystals and witches and mining. And we also went to Delicias, and then after that to my father's birthplace, Parral. And we'll show you some of that. But now we're back in Chihuahua. We happen to be at a bed and breakfast that has a beautiful view of this place that we've never heard of before. It just blew us away because it's gorgeous. It's called Quinta Gamera, and we'll show you a little bit about that. Or Quinta Gameros, right?
Quinta Gameros. And it was built right around the turn of the last century. Unfortunately, it opened right as the revolution was happening, so the family didn't get to enjoy it for very long.
It was not very cool to be flaunting your wealth at that time. So
surprise, surprise. But we'll take you inside a little later. We decided to walk over to Pancho Villa's house, which is now a museum. So here's a song Alice learned in the van last night.
Cuando la luna se pone regrandota como una pelotota y alumbra el callejón. That's all I know. We're at the Museo Histórico de la Revolución,
also known as La Casa de Villa. He purchased this property around 1900, intending to use it for business purposes, but ended up building a house for his girlfriend/wife. She lived in it after he died, and then it was turned over to the government.
So let's go in and see what there is to see. Photos and video are explicitly prohibited, but Greg got a few anyway. I like that this place shows Villa as a family man. There is a story about Pancho Villa and how he got his label as an outlaw. The story is that his younger sister was sexually assaulted by a rich landowner. Villa was only 16, but his father had passed away, and he was left as head of the family.
Villa, who was known as Doroteo at the time, promptly shot the would-be rapist, wounding him but not killing him. The man was helped out the door, vowing to call the police. Doroteo promptly fled to the mountains to avoid capture, and from that moment on, his life would change.
From then on, he lived outside the law. He stole cattle from the rich landowners. He would sell it and then use the money to feed himself, his family, and oftentimes the destitute members of the community.
In Mexico, he was seen as a Robin Hood. The rich and powerful hated him, but the poor loved him.
He was well known as an outlaw before he ever joined the Mexican Revolution.
So we just left the Casa de Pancho Villa, the Museo de la Revolución, and I realized I don't know very much about the Mexican Revolution, so
we're going to have to study.
We're going to have to read some books. But we're now in Centro Histórico of the city of Chihuahua. We're heading towards the Plaza Mayor. We've never been here before, so we're going to check it out and we'll show it to you.
On our way to Plaza Mayor, we walked past the Palacio de Gobierno. I noticed some murals on the courtyard walls and asked the guard if we could go in and look around. He said yes. All we had to do was show our IDs and he let us in. No charge.
Construction of the Government Palace of Chihuahua began in 1880 and the building was inaugurated in 1892. These murals were added much later in 1960. Some of the historical scenes show the arrival of the first Europeans and the plight of the indigenous people.
Every inch of this courtyard seems to tell a story. That's Miguel Hidalgo, the father of Mexican independence.
The priest, Miguel Hidalgo, was jailed and executed here. He gave the Grito de Dolores, which was the call for independence against the Spanish, and he is honored in this building.
The courtyard is a sort of timeline that ends with the Mexican Revolution.
Here we see some of the central characters in the revolutionary movement, Pascual Orozco and Francisco Villa.
Yes, ay, Chihuahua, what a beautiful town.
We had to do it. She had to do it. We walked around the Plaza Mayor, took some photos, and decided that we were getting hungry, so it was time to head back.
And now it wasn't too early for sotol.
We passed by these guys along the way.
They're so good. I think I could stand here and watch them all day.
We made it to the recommended sotoleria for lunch. So we're going to try our first sotol. We've selected a sampler of 6 different shots of sotol. And I'm going to start with the plata and let you know what it tastes like. It smells very smoky. It's definitely reminiscent of tequila. And this is like a very young tequila. So kind of strong.
It's called plata?
Plata.
So here are the different kinds that we're going to be trying. I found that the sweet and spicy tang of the orange wedges really complemented the taste of the sotol.
Sotol is a relative to mezcal and tequila. It's distilled from a cactus native to the Sonoran Desert.
It's a lot better than the plata.
It's been a jealously guarded spirit until very recently, and it's considered a cultural patrimony of Mexico. Salud! And one of the prides of Chihuahua.
The food was also very good. I tried a typical Chihuahuense dish called montados. It's like a burrito, but with less tortilla and more filling.
I had a burger based on local ingredients. Ground sirloin, because Chihuahua is cattle country after all. Queso Menonite, because the Mennonites have lived here since the 1920s. And chile pasado, a local staple.
Suffice it to say, we walked away very happy.
We planned to continue our walking exploration, but the sky was starting to look a little cloudy. So we'll continue our visit to Chihuahua a little later.
If you've enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up. We look forward to sharing more of Chihuahua with you next week. See you Thursday.
And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload a new video, which is every Thursday.